when we walk into the room, we can tell if the room has good energy. Isn't that true? And we also can tell if each other have good energy, right? Sometimes we go to the gas station and we're like, oh, I should like not avoid this person. Or maybe we are at the supermarket cashier and we're checking out, we're like, wow, I can really make eye contact with the cashier because she's got really nice energy, right? So actually, how do we scientifically explain this concept of, oh, this person makes me feel good, or this person, oh, I don't know about this situation, is that we are all vibration and we can actually sense that vibration. And so rather than giving you a lot of information in the head, which I actually am going to do because I have 4 science degrees and I'm going to enlighten everyone, both scientifically and spiritually, is that I'm going to what I call open the field. And what does it mean to open the field is where I connect to a higher dimension. And via the technology of my singing, we fill every corner of this room like with as much love and light as we can so that we are like enjoying, like marinating in love and light. Okay, let's try that. So you can feel free, you can open your eyes, you can look at me, you can close your eyes. Just take a couple of deep breaths and arrive at this room. Whatever it took for you to get here, maybe there was some traffic. And whatever issues that happened 5 minutes ago, 5 days ago, or last month, we had a wildfire. In the Bible, it says, be still and know that I am God. Can we get so still so that we can experience God? So I'm going to open by what is called a Tao song blessing. And I'm going to explain to you what it is later. So scan your body if you have neck pain, shoulder pain, lower back pain, knee pain, or you have some anxiety or stress. Mentally make a note and maybe give it a score. Okay, out of 10, where's my lower back pain at? And we're gonna say hello. Dear my body, every cell, every DNA, RNA. Dear my soul, my heart, my mind, my energy. I love you, honor you, and deeply appreciate you. Can you please open your heart to receive a blessing, to transform any blockages as appropriate? Blessing begins. I love you. I love you. I love you. love you. I 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 love you. you. I love 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 you. How. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Gongsun, gongsun, gongsun. Okay, I don't know what happened to my presentation, but here it is. Okay, okay, got it. Thank you so much. Okay, I guess I need a box of tissues. Welcome, everybody. So thank you everyone for being here. Today, we're going to experience peace and joy. And I hope that my goal for you today is, if you remember nothing about me, it doesn't matter. What I hope that I have accomplished is that I have opened your heart. I hope I have opened your heart because each of us, we were made from love. We came from love. We are love. When we pass away, we go back to love. And so actually, this thing here doesn't matter. It does not matter if I am Asian or, another ethnicity. It does not matter if I am young or old. It does not matter at all who I am, what my name is. In fact, it's not important that you remember what my name is. What is important, I hope, is you remember who you are. I hope you awaken to the love that is inside. Because how often do we get stuck in the emails, the laundry, the dishes, the to-do list, paying the rent, and we forgot. We forgot what peace feels like. We forgot what joy feels like. And so I hope that today I can deliver to you what peace and joy is. So in this graphic is a picture of the Tao Calligraphy light wall. And I hope that you will get a taste. If all of us is actually peaceful and joyful, then why is it that we do experience frustration? Why is it that we experience stress? What if I told you that's all empty? That frustration is a lie. The stress is a lie. And I'm gonna burst your bubble open. Like everything that is not peace and joy is a lie. So I hope you have a really good time today with me. Okay, so this is my journey from peace to joy. So on the far left, this was when I was deep in my lies. When I was in a victim mentality. When I didn't know who I was. I grew up watching Asian drama. I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but it basically is like Rapunzel, right? It's like damsel in distress. It's like, oh, 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 I cannot do this. Can you help me? Oh, no, 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 no. I don't know how to do this. Oh, I need your love. I need a diamond ring. Where is my Prince Charming? Here. Oh, okay. Okay, apparently my Prince Charming is in the audience. Yes, he is my Prince Charming, but I grew up not knowing who I am, where I came from, and what am I here to do? I thought, well, at least this is what maybe a lot of us thought we were here to do, is like study hard, get good grades, take the SAT, go to college, find a husband, get a good job, get married, have kids, and now what? right? So I followed the recipe with the whatever you call in America, the white picket fence, okay? And so I got 4 science degree, I got married, I have children, but I was not happy. You know, because I needed help. I needed other people to love me. And, you know, if you don't like me, then, oh no. This is like what a people pleaser looks like, right? And so I'm going to tell you the story of how I met Master Sha, which was absolutely magical. So at the time that I met Master Sha, I actually had a severe addiction. And, you know, Gabor Mate said, don't ask people like about the addiction, but ask them the underlying, like what are they running away from, right? So basically, because I have all this pain inside, so I had this, I didn't love myself enough, you know. I think that all of us to some extent have some self-harm tendency. Like we know that we really should go to the dentist regularly. We know we should do squats and lunges. We know we should eat salad, and we know we should meditate 2 hours a day. But it's like we know what is good for us, but then we choose to eat the cookie, and we choose all these other things. Nothing wrong with cookie. I eat cookie every day, okay? But the point is, there's a difference between I'm addicted to it, and there's a difference between I'm enjoying it. I have gratitude that God grew the flour and the sugar and made the chef that baked the cookies, right? Like there's a difference between it's the energy with which I consume the cookie, right? Actually, I used to give this talk of how to eat pizza and not get fat, okay? Because before I was awakened, I would eat pizza with fear, guilt, and shame, right? So what does that look like? Okay, I look at the pizza. Oh, I'm afraid to eat the pizza because if I eat the pizza, there's carbs, there's cheese, there's grease, I'm gonna get fat. And then during eating the pizza, I feel guilty because, oh, you know, after I eat this, I'm gonna be so fat. And then afterwards, I feel shame because I didn't have the discipline to control myself that I ate the pizza, right? So what happened was I was stuck in eating pizza with fear, guilt, and shame. But then after I had my awakening, now I eat pizza with gratitude. I eat pizza as a meditation. Okay, so this is what pizza meditation looks like. And everybody can go home and do pizza meditation. That's how you eat pizza and not get fat. Who wants to eat pizza and not get fat? Yes, exactly. Okay, so you buy the pizza and then you open the box and then you're like, oh my God, this pizza smells so good. Whoever created the combo between tomato sauce and cheese is a pure genius. I'm just meditating on the aroma of the pizza. And then as I bite into the pizza, look at that strand of cheese. Oh my God. And that sensation when I bite into that pizza, that crust that is so crispy. Oh my God, that feels so heavenly. And I give thanks to the tomato farmer and the guy who milked the cow, who made the cheese, and you know, the Uber driver and the guy who baked the pizza and the guy who made the money so I can buy the pizza and the guy who invented credit cards so I can swipe the machine and everything, right? So it's really a transformation. And this is how I cracked the code from eating pizza and getting fat to I am basically in a meditative state 24/7. Can you imagine being in meditative state 24/7? What kind of heavenly experience that would be? People think meditation is you know, it looks like that Buddha statue that I bought is like, okay, cross-legged or, oh, yes, we do want to be Buddha and we do want to do formal meditation. But we live in the third dimension where we got bills to pay, we have to take a shower, we wash dishes, dishwashing meditation. How many people wash dishes and do meditation? Yes, thank you, right? Wow, the aroma of this lavender soap is just so heavenly, right? And as I am washing the crusted mac and cheese on my plate, I am one with this texture, right? So peace and joy is a choice, is how we create it. And so when I met Master Sha, he gave me one blessing. And that's it. The very next day, I went cold turkey on my addiction. And this is like the kind of awakening that is possible. And I'm living proof that it is possible. Instead of eating pizza in fear, guilt, and shame, now I eat pizza with gratitude. Isn't it great? So this is my journey. And today, I'm going to explain about a higher dimension. The people familiar with higher dimensions here? Okay, yeah, okay. So basically, when we have two dots, we have a line, that's one dimension. When we have the X and Y axis, right, we have a plane, and that's two dimension. X, Y, Z, we have three axes, now we have three dimension. So most of us, this body that we see, we think time is linear, right? Okay, right now is 2:37 p.m. Then we think it's 2:38, 2:39. So we think that time is linear. But when we go to higher dimension, the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, then we're no longer limited by linear time. We can travel back to our childhood and heal our childhood wounds. We can travel into, even if you believe in past lives, we can heal a lot of these patterns that keep us from this peace and joy. And so I'm very honored to have access to fifth dimension. And what this means to have access is that I was actually given the authority to open fifth dimension, and it's just so beautiful. Okay, so today I hope I answered this question significantly, and by all means, please ask any question you want, which is, what is the root cause of sickness and challenges? So I'm an acupuncturist. I'm a very, very practical person. I have 4 science degree, okay, 2 from MIT. I don't know how often people meet people with 4 science degree every day. So I'm basically the most practical engineer, and my dream is to be the best doctor that I can be. So the first year that I was a doctor, I had 3 cancer patients pass away. And so, of course, I'm not God and I can't save everybody, but the nerdy MIT engineer in me really wanted to understand, why do people get cancer? And one of my cancer patient had breast cancer 5 times. Chemo, come back, chemo, come back, chemo, come back, chemo, come back, chemo. And then what? What kind of suffering it is to do chemo 5 times and have the breast cancer come back, right? So for me, it's like, I want to crack the code. I want to go to the root cause. What is the root cause of all sickness and challenges? And not just for health, but for relationship, right? Actually, COVID increased the number of divorces, and I'm one of them. Because, you know, the spiritual journey, we are on our way to becoming more love and more light. And actually, you know, everything is the same coin. On one side of the coin is suffering, and on the other side of the coin is blessing, right? So everything is a gift from God. If I see one side, I'm like, oh, this sucks. And then if I see the other side, then I have a lot of gratitude, and I'm really grateful for the growth that I had. So I also hope that by opening everyone's hearts, you guys will have excellent relationship with your parents, your children, your partner, employee, bosses. I hope you get to have love 360-degree with every relationship in your life. Okay, so of course, God has a plan that's different than my plan. So it does not matter what my PowerPoint plan is, because usually I go with the flow, because you know what? Thy will be done, right? So whatever God wants to happen is what will happen. It's not what I want to do. It's not the PowerPoint that I have presented. Let's bring her in. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a chair. I'm going to teach everyone a very short song, and we're all going to sing this song to help dear Lauren with her condition. The song lyrics is, actually, if you can type in the chat, I deeply apologize. Please forgive me. 10 greatest attributes. Transform all life. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All sickness and challenges are because there is negative information and energy matter in our vibrational field. When we humbly ask God for forgiveness, God's unconditional grace and mercy comes, pours the highest love and light into our being. And I'm going to open fifth dimension, Tao Calligraphy light wall. Portal is open, so we're all in the fifth dimension now. So for Lauren, you're gonna, when I say inhale, you're gonna connect to the calligraphy and allowing the highest source, most positive information, energy, matter to come to your pain area. And then when we exhale, I will prompt you on what to say. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, I deeply apologize. I deeply apologize. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, 10 greatest attributes. 10 greatest attributes. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, transform all life. Transform all life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, love you, love you, love you. Love you, love you, love you. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, I deeply apologize. I deeply apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, please forgive me. Please forgive me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant 10 greatest attributes. 10 greatest attributes. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, transform all life. Transform all life. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, love you, love you, love you. Love you, love you, love you. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, I deeply apologize. I deeply apologize. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant 10 greatest attributes. 10 greatest attributes. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, transform all life. Transform all life. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, love you, love you, love you. Love you, love you, love you. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chant, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just wait a minute, pause. Allowing your Lauren to integrate. Totally relax. Visualizing that you are whole and perfect. Thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Go, 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 go. How do you feel?
You know, I'm so sorry. I had an allergic reaction the other day to some medication. I'm thinking maybe this is part of it.
Okay, no
So I
problem.
think I might need to go get it after dinner.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, so let's all continue chanting for Lauren as she go get care. Okay. Okay, so let's chant 3 more times. So the wisdom is heal one, heal all, right? I think that here at Uprising, we all know that we're all connected. And so what's in one person is also in all of us. In traditional Chinese medicine, the wisdom is that the grief is trapped in the lungs. And so sometimes I've had this condition. So let me tell you this story. So after I got my divorce, of course, I was very, very sad. And then COVID happened and I got COVID. And I strap on the blood oxygen meter and you know what it says? It says 88. So as people know, if it's below 90, you need to go to ER and get a ventilator hooked up. So in that moment, because I know all the wisdom, I just have to do it, right? Like I said, I just have to apply it. So I said, Winnie, do you want to be sad about the divorce anymore? Because you can either be sad and die, you know, there's no ventilator in the world that can actually save your condition because the problem is not the ventilator. The problem is not the Western medicine. The problem is that I haven't forgiven myself for the divorce. I said, okay, Winnie, here's your choice. You can either be sad about the divorce and die, or you can let go of this grief that has tormented you for a long time. And I said, oh, I want to live. I don't want to die. I said, okay, so let go. So I sang forgiveness because forgiveness is what? Forgiveness is letting go, right? So how many of us have something because we're not letting go? So let's sing this very simple mantra 3 more times, because although we're singing it with the intention to bless Lauren, we're also, here's the beauty, is that when we bless other people, we also bless ourselves. You know, and this is the wisdom, is that every thought, actually, if you think about it, is either a blessing or a curse, right? Because if I bless Lauren with love and light, I first need to be love and light to bless her. So for me to send blessing to her, I am already in love and light condition to send that. So actually, Master Sha teaches, when you pray for somebody else, that is the fastest way to grow, right? So the fastest way to heal my grief is to heal other people's grief. The fastest way to like become forgiveness is to pray forgiveness for other people. So, you know, I think at the very high level, in the 3rd dimension, we use language like love, forgiveness, compassion, light, humility, gratitude. But actually, God is indescribable, right? We have all these language. We have many different sacred texts like the Bible and, you know, Tao Te Ching and Buddhist Sutra and Hindu sutras and, you know, many, many different spiritual traditions. But at the heart of it, this higher oneness has no words, right? So let's help us get into the condition of oneness and send the oneness love to beloved Lauren. So let's sing this 3 more times. I deeply apologize. Please forgive me. 10 greatest attributes transform all life. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I 10 greatest attributes transform all life. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I deeply apologize. Please forgive me. 10 greatest attributes transform all life. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. I actually saw God working on Lauren. And you know what's really amazing about this and really touches my heart so deeply is that God hears every prayer and God answers every prayer. And sincerity touches the heart of God. So I think two people pray the same prayer. It's the same words. The person whose heart is more open, more sincere, more faith, hope, and love, and total trust that God always delivers. That's how you know. So yeah, everybody open your eyes. You know, in my clinic, I want to tell you this very interesting story. So one time in the very early on in my career, I think the first year of my acupuncture practice, there was an 83-year-old man and he came in with a cane. And my third dimension self said, oh God, please don't die on my table. Do you really have to come? Because, you know, in America, we have a lot of malpractice lawsuit. And I was like, oh my God, how many bottles of pills do you take every day? Like, do I really have to take you as a patient? Because if you die on my table, then, you know, your family's going to sue me and that's not fun for me. And so I was kind of scared, but I was like, you know, but don't worry because God's got me covered. Like I can serve because I know God's with me. And then I was just praying for this man. I said, God, you know, I know it's not me. I know it's not me. I know it's all you. It's got nothing to do with me. 5 sessions later, the guy pulled a Jackie Chan on me. Okay, like literally 5 sessions later, no cane. And he did one of these jumps. So this 83-year-old guy came over the cane. The first session, I had to like lift, you know, carry his weight onto the table. He did like, I was like, oh my God, you don't need to show off, man. You do not need to show off. Like, I don't need to see that. Like, you don't need to show me how great your body is at 83-year-old. Now, I can understand if you had a cane and after 5 sessions, you can jump on the table like Jackie Chan. Of course, you want to show off. But for me, I was like, don't need to show me that. But that's how I know is that it's got nothing to do with me because my ego says, oh, no. I don't even know if I want you as a patient because like of malpractice insurance, but it's all God. It's God doing everything, right? It's got nothing to do with me. Okay, so Okay, so brief moment of interruption. We're back to the presentation. We'll see what other delights God has planned for us today. So in traditional Chinese medicine, which is this medicine that has been around for thousands of years? And what's really mind-boggling about this is, do you know in America, only 2% of Americans have tried acupuncture? In some European countries, that number is 60%. And in some European countries, 30% of medical doctors actually administer acupuncture. 30% of Western medical doctors administer acupuncture. So what that means is in this country, we have phobia of Asian medicine, maybe. We have this phobia. It's like, oh, you know, it's like the Chinese virus. And like, I don't know where it comes from. But I want to tell everybody some interesting fact. So this map here comes from Chinese. But if you Google ear acupuncture, it's actually invented by a doctor in France. So acupuncture is not even Chinese medicine. It's not even Asian medicine. It's the medicine of the body. The meridian is the language of the body. It's universal. So so the story goes like this. One time there was a guy, his ear got burned. And so, you know, his friend stuck some needles to treat the burn marks, right? Somehow magically his insomnia is gone, constipation, all of these things are treated. And so they're like, wow. So then this doctor went to another person whose ear is not burned and stick the needles into the same points. Their constipation and insomnia got healed. And then the guy's like, oh my God, this works, right? So, okay, so the fact that the ear acupuncture was developed by a guy in France tells you something. This is not Asian medicine. This is not Chinese medicine. This is the true medicine, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you're in France and China, you can develop it. This is just, Jay, do you want to speak a couple words about this? Because I feel like you have some insight about this. You've been reading about this. Hey, you gotta,
About the 2% number?
whatever you want to say. I just have an insight that you have something to say about this topic.
Okay, well, hopefully I won't embarrass us both. Hi, everybody. I'm Jay.
You've been reading this book and telling us something about this.
So, okay. I found it shocking. I did the research about these. It's actually Germany. 30% of German doctors give their patients acupuncture. I'm not talking send them across town. They involve themselves in acupuncture in their practice in Germany, in medical doctors. And the thing about it is acupuncture has helped me immensely. First of all, my daughter wouldn't exist without acupuncture. I was sterile. I was 40. My then wife and I at the time were trying to have a baby and it wasn't working. And I got tested and it was my sperm were mutated. And we heard that acupuncture could fix that. So I went to an acupuncturist. She told me that it takes about 3 months to build a sperm. And my daughter was conceived almost 3 months to the day of that. Now, I say this because this is just one example. Like Western medicine, Chinese medicine is comprehensive. So it deals with infertility. It also deals with pain. It deals with pain much better than Western medicine. What we do in Western medicine is we give you a drug that doesn't even do anything with the pain except make your brain believe it's not feeling the pain. So it doesn't treat the symptom. Whereas doctors in Germany also give surgery, and in China, give surgery using only acupuncture as anesthetic. So there is this system inside of our body that involves energy. That's why the needle, that's why a steel needle, because it interferes with the flow of current. It reorganizes the flow of current through your body. So I'm just going to take this one step farther now. Okay. So acupuncture works. Maybe you have dealt with something in your life through acupuncture. It works through the electricity in our body. The electricity in our body exists in a field, an electromagnetic field. These calligraphies also create a field. So like the acupuncture changes the flow of energy in your body, calligraphy changes the flow of energy through your system as well. It does it through shape, and it does it through energy. So I say this because it's difficult. I am doing all this research because I have a Western mind. I want to know why. It's not good enough for me. Not good enough for me that it works and that Chinese people have been using it for 5,000 years. That's great. Good for them. But why? I need to know why. I have this disease. Right? Yeah, exactly. Thank you for laughing, Toddy. I have this disease where I need to know why. How does it work? How does it work? So that's why I'm crazy researching. And that's why I know how acupuncture works. Right? And what I'm on to is it's the same reason why this works. Now, Dr. Toddy went to see Master Sha. And she says, like, she likes to say that we forced her to go up there. I swear to God, my hand never touched a woman. Okay? But anyway, she went up there. And why don't you tell it?
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, she went up there. She's been having 40 years, was it? You were having pain? 40 years she had pain. And in this one moment, the pain went away. What happened? What happened? How did my sperm get healed, get corrected? The flow of energy in my body was changed. Same with Dr. Toddy. The flow of energy through her body was changed. Where there was a frequent pain signal and pain coming in and out, something, energy, changed the course of this flow.
Perfect. You did a really great job.
Okay, you want me to leave it there? I was gonna go, you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give Winnie a hand.
So what I want to say about this is that this technology is universal, right? You can implement it in Germany, you can develop further in France. You know, Master Sha lives in Canada. Like I just feel like we're one, right? Like it would be great if we have less you versus me and we just help each other. So this one quote from the medicine is what Jay was saying, where there is flow, there is no pain, right? So that's how Dr. Toddy's lower back pain can be healed, is when the flow is restored. It's like the rocks in the river were removed, or the traffic jam was removed. And not just that, but even sperms can get healed, right? So where there is pain, there's blockage. So I always joke, is like, hiring me is just like hiring a plumber. Your toilet's not flushing, okay? You gotta hire somebody to like make the pipes work again, okay? Another analogy I like is like, I'm the electrician, right? If there's a break in your circuit, when you press the button, the light bulb doesn't turn on. But when you hire an electrician, they make the wires complete. Then when you press the button, Jay said electric current is working. So then the light bulb is turned on. So it's just like, I just hope that everyone here will like open their heart to other modalities and the scientific way of explaining this, because come on, in Europe, they're doing this. Like, let's catch on, America. Okay, what is harmony? Yeah, yin yang theory. So we love to divide in this country, right? Democrats and Republicans, and like, so I'm gonna say anonymously. I know this person. He voted on the presidency on only one issue, which is same-sex bathroom. So there was one party that encouraged same-sex bathroom, and there's one party that thinks that people should not have same-sex bathroom. And they voted on this one thing, which is the same-sex bathroom. And I think it's just really, really interesting that instead of being divided, can we truly embody this oneness? So in Chinese medicine, we talk about yin-yang harmony. I really want you to take a look at this sign for a second, right? Because the white part is the same size as the black part. So what that means is our productivity, or the times that we spend going out, socializing, emailing, giving talks, doing things, and the time that we spend sleeping, meditating, rejuvenating, like doing things for ourselves, self-love, self-care. It's like 50-50, it's like balance, right? I think part of the problem is that we live in a society where we value, oh, how much money do you make? How many followers do you have? In fact, one of my dear friends, Pastor Peter, he's on the line. He said, when I come to America, I meet other pastors, and every pastor in America asks me two questions. How much money are you raising, and how many people come to your church? As if the standard to judge the quality of a pastor is how much money you're raising and how many people come to your service, right? So we're so attached to the yang, the light, the external, the things that we can see, but we don't go inward and turn inward. Okay, so there's also 5 elements harmony, heaven, earth, human harmony. This harmony between the external and internal is really important. Why? Because remember that first slide when I show myself as a victim? See, what happens is when there is a war between Russia and Ukraine, or there's a wildfire, when I am not connected to the source, then I feel I'm powerless. I'm just at the mercy of something outside of me, right? It's like, oh, I can't help it. Like, this is the state of the wars, the political system. But when we close our eyes and we cultivate our internal energy, and when I sing, you can hear the power of my lower dantian, you can feel my power. When I speak, you can feel the truth that radiates from every cell and every pore in my system. And what it is some people call this the Buddha nature. Some people call this the Christ consciousness. In yoga, namaste, we call this the light in us. Right? So when I am deeply plugged in to this light inside of me, then no one can diminish me. No one can tarnish me, right? That's why Nelson Mandela, he was in a prison for 27 years. But even if they strip him naked, he lived in a dark cell with no people to talk to. He never lost his light. And how is it that we can do that? Okay, how do we create harmony? Okay, now we're gonna get sciencey and nerdy, okay, which is my favorite part. So harmony between matter, which is the cells, right? Okay, I think people know what cells are, and then energy. Okay, so Einstein says E equals mc squared. So we know that there's a relationship between energy and matter, right? So cells, these are the things that we can see and touch, right? Okay, well, when I draw my blood, then how many cc of blood did I draw? You can measure, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can taste it. So that's the matter. Space is energy is the space between the cell. So earlier when Jay said like the energy medicine is really about conducting electricity, because we know in science what is outside the cell is fluid, right? And in the fluid, there's all kinds of electrolytes, right? Electrons, how do you say it in English? Electrolytes. And it is these things with charge that allow the transmission of current. So basically, you know, for example, if my vertebrae, one disc on top of the other, there's no space, or my knee is against my knee, there's no space, then there's pain. So simply creating the space can alleviate the knee on knee pain or the hip on hip pain or any spine pain. So basically, if you remember just one thing, it's like healing is just creating space, isn't it? When we talk about having compassion, having space, we're just literally having space. And how do we have the space? Breathe. It's so simple, isn't it? Inhale, exhale, right? So what happens, think about why we have cancer, right? Cancer is what? Boom, 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 boom. The cell just grow bigger and bigger and bigger. But that's not normal, because what we're supposed to do is expand and contract in harmony, right? So what happens is, if I am very greedy, I want more money than I need, or I have other kinds of attachments, or we call that funny thinking. When I have funny thinking, then the funny thinking creates disharmony that interrupts this normal exchange in the cellular level. So Master Ji Chengguo, he's a world-renowned TCM doctor. He actually, I don't know if people remember SARS, you know, before COVID. I think it was like, you know, 20 years ago. When there was a SARS pandemic, he was credited for coming up with an herbal formula. So the Chinese government gave him a lot of awards. So he wrote this book called Body Space Medicine. And he said the transformation between matter, which is inside the cell, and the energy outside the cell must be in relative balance, right? So quite simply, it already tells you cancer is what? You're off balance. So now, of course, we love traffic in Los Angeles, right? No, just kidding. Information is encoded in 0 and 1. So one of my degrees is computer science, and I really think in binary, where 0 denotes the energy matter transformation is stuck, and 1 denotes harmonious flow. So when the qi is stagnant, right? When you cannot flow the qi, then the cells are clogged. So basically, every illness is just a traffic jam. So the theory is very simple if you think about it. So Einstein says, we're actually not solid. We're actually particles and waves, right? So when things gather, they take shape. When things scatter, they become wind, right? So it's just like the particles come together and then we have shape. So this gives us a lot of hope, because what? If you have cancer, then you need to let go. You need to scatter so that what is stuck becomes wind. And for example, if you have osteoporosis, you have low bone density, then what? you want to collect, you want the good stuff to come in. So I'll tell you later an example, but basically I have the 68-year-old client. One day she said, oh no, Winnie, I just got the test and I have osteoporosis. I'm really scared because it's like one of the worst ways to die. You have one fall, your bones crack into a million places and you can't walk anymore. It's like literally really scary to die from osteoporosis. And I said, well, in traditional Chinese medicine, fear affects the kidney and kidney is related to the bones and the marrow. So this is why you actually manifested this, was because you live in so much fear. So of course it's about releasing the fear, but it's also about absorbing the nutrients. So as it turns out, these beautiful calligraphies, they carry source vitamins, source minerals. So after doing this for 6 months, she got tested and she got downgraded from osteoporosis to osteopenia. And she was so excited. And then 3-4 months later, she got down to the green zone like an 18-year-old. Can you imagine? Like, and a 68-year-old osteoporosis got the bone density of an 18-year-old. Yeah, today she's like swimming in the ocean. She's like, oh, I can have my life back. So this is why I'm so passionate about sharing you with this. But then now we can answer the question, which is the root cause is what created congestion. We know traffic jam is the problem, but then we need to understand why there's a traffic jam, right? Because it's like, it doesn't matter how much minerals she's taking in. If she cannot let go of her fear, she's constantly creating a new like health problem. So we have to stop the problem at the source. So this is my teacher, Master Jigang Sha. He's a world-renowned healer trained in Western medicine in China and traditional Chinese medicine in China and Canada. He's the author of 30 books and he practices every kind of art you can think of. Qigong, Tai Chi, I Ching, and he's won many awards for his martial, like his Qigong practice. He's also a humanitarian. This is my favorite part about Master Sha. He is actually the most generous man I know. Well, first of all, the sole operation that he does is normally at least $1,000. But that day at the Rafi Lounge, he just gave everyone, first of all, he didn't charge admission, but then he just gave every single person a free operation. And that's why Dr. Tadi's back got healed. And not just that, but then he gave Dr. Tadi a calligraphy that's worth $3,000. And like, you know, it's really funny. He doesn't think money. He just think, how can I make the world better? So that's why I really love Master Sha. He's truly the most generous man that I know. You know, some people say like, oh, he charges a lot of money. But you know, when I got a dental surgery, that was $2,000. You know, it's like, if you think about what it costs to do a round of chemotherapy but first of all, you don't, you know, it's like, I just think that, you know, how you pay lawyers, you pay accountants, you pay, you know, dentists and everybody. What he charges is totally reasonable. So he's the creator of Tao Calligraphy. What is so special about these Tao Calligraphy is that he is a very special soul who has cultivated a very deep level of stillness, right? Because in the Bible, it says, be still and know that I am God. So basically, when you can enter stillness, like 2 hours without a single human thought, then you can go back to the source. And when you enter that state and you create the calligraphy, the source can pour the positive information, energy, matter into this calligraphy. And that's why it's so great. So for example, when I have a movie on YouTube, the YouTube is the interface with which I watch the movie. The movie doesn't live on my laptop, right? The movie lives in the cloud, but the YouTube is the interface that allows me to access the movie. So the calligraphy is the same way. It's an interface that helps us access the source, most positive information, energy, matter. It's so exciting. Okay, so I know that this room can handle it. When I made the slides, they're like, Winnie, this is too nerdy. I'm like, no, but I am with like the smartest people in the room. I know Dr. Tati's people are really smart. I really want to give you the best. Okay, so this is out of Elementary Question, chapter 39. And it says, hundreds of illnesses are due to qi disorder. And I say this again. Hundreds of illnesses are due to qi disorder, right? So for example, look at the red line. Anger causes qi to rise. We've all heard people get a stroke or people get high blood pressure or people got so angry their eyes got red, right? So basically, remember how I said the cell is supposed to be in harmony? But what happens when we're angry? When we're angry, it causes the qi to rise. And that is the root cause of high blood pressure and the stroke. So that's why forgiveness practice is so powerful, because instead of being angry and having the qi going the wrong direction, it can stay in the proper flow. Fear, look at the green. It goes down. Have you heard of the expression pee in my pants? Like literally, sometimes people get so scared, they pee in their pants. Why? Because when you're scared, it causes the qi to go down. So, you know, I just make like one slide out of a 5,000 years, very complicated medicine. But really what it is, this is just common sense, guys. Anger causes qi to rise, fear causes qi to go down. And you can see the rest, but what it is there's no chemotherapy, no surgery, no pill, no acupuncture that can address the anger, right? So for example, okay, this is my hypothesis, okay? I mean, my breast cancer patient died, so I can't ask her, were you a very angry person? But so remember I said I had this patient who had breast cancer 5 times? Imagine she's really angry. That's why there's no chemotherapy in the world that can treat her anger, because she hasn't done the forgiveness. That's why forgiveness mantra is the #1. That's why all of these calligraphy say the same thing. Tao Calligraphy, the greatest forgiveness. I bring you the best one, okay? Because this forgiveness removes the negative information, right? So I give you another example. So one time, this is very early on, before I was a master shot student, I had a stroke patient. She was 46 years old, hemiplegia, so half side, you know, no blood flow. I measured the size of her thigh, and one side so much atrophy, it's like so thin, like this, the side that she cannot walk on is very thin. And I just said, oh God, is there anything I can do for this woman? She's so young, she's 46. And then it's just like, okay, work with forgiveness. So I later found out that she was really angry because her husband cheated on her. And, you know, of course we can imagine, like as a woman, if my husband cheated on me, I can get really angry, right? But this is the thing about forgiveness. The question is forgiveness necessary? Right? Today, if you go on Instagram or anywhere, Psychology Today, if you just type in Google, is forgiveness necessary? There are all these people who tell you forgiveness is not necessary. And I'm not going to tell you whether forgiveness is necessary or not, because the Bible tells us something. The Bible tells us that near the end of the time, there will be a lot of false teachers. And how do you know a true teacher from a false teacher? Is that the false teacher tell you something that divides, that you can argue about. The true teacher doesn't argue. How you know a true teacher, you look at the fruit. So I'm not going to tell you whether forgiveness is necessary. I'm just going to tell you as a doctor, when my patients practice forgiveness, they restore their eyesight. They, instead of stroke, hemiplegia, walk on the cane, she goes back to the gym. Right? So I just say, you look at the fruit. Okay. So Master Sha, he co-wrote a book with Dr. Rulin Xiu, who is a quantum physics PhD, called Tao Science. And Tao Science is basically says that everyone and everything is vibration. And vibration can be mathematically measured by wavelength, amplitude, and frequency. So this science, it's not even woo-woo. Woo-woo is science. Science is woo-woo. There's actually no separation. So the root cause of the cancer is a negative information. Having that negative vibration caused the funny thought that caused the negative emotion, which is anger, fear, sorrow, that caused the qi disorder. So the qi goes wild. It goes up, it goes down instead of do the normal thing. And then it disrupts this energy matter transformation. So this is another $1 million slide, summary of my 4-year traditional Chinese medicine education for you, okay? So in our medicine, we have the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, water. And you can take a picture of it. So basically they correspond the liver, heart, spleen, lung, kidney, and there's the associated emotion: anger, disconnection, overthinking, grief, and fear. So, I think a lot of people have heard of The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Basil Van Cook, where he talks about how our childhood trauma, our sexual abuse, maybe we have racial discrimination, we have bullying, we got fired, unemployment, wildfire, the house burned to the ground. We have all these things. The trauma literally reshapes our body and brain. And so we know this because in neuroscience, we can actually track how trauma reshapes the brain. And traditional Chinese medicine, that is the answer, right? Because what that shows is, it's like, I give this analogy, it's like your toilet is not flushing in some part of your house, right? So you just have to hire the proper plumber to help everything flow again. And what it is that we know that 95% of our subconscious is formed between age 0 and 7. So what that means is most of the time we are manifesting disease without even us knowing. That's why suddenly, I don't know why, but I have cancer, right? So that is why I tell people, I do this meditation every day, just like people brush teeth every day. Like, I cannot imagine my life without clearing so much negative information. So this is the future of medicine, integrated Shen, Qi, Jing medicine. So where soul, Shen denotes soul, heart, and mind. Qi is the energy, and Jing is the Western medicine, right? So of course, we know the bottom row, we know surgery, we know chemotherapy. It's effective for quick results, right? When Lauren says, I need to, get some medicine, I said, yes, do it. Because when you want quick results, absolutely, this is the best. And then with energy medicine, right? So this is like your long-term care, like when you already know you have diabetes, when you already have high blood pressure, when you already have lower back pain, then you do the energy medicine because you can correct the yin-yang imbalance by boosting the deficiency and draining what is excess. But even better is prevention medicine, right? Why can't I live to 150 years old? I don't know. How many people want to take a guess of the age gap between me and Jay? Here, Jay, come stand up here. Okay, what is the age difference between us?
That's hard to tell. That one, hard to verify. I don't.
Okay, I won't embarrass you. It's okay.
It's too late. I'm up here.
25 years.
You've called my age onto the carpet here.
It's okay. We're the same young. Okay, we're the same young. We're the same young, and we're gonna get younger and younger. In fact, Jay, some of his hair turned brown. Here, tell the story. Tell the story.
So,
Then you gotta do.
well, actually, it's just for my camera, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we started practicing. We started doing this 3 a.m. Getting up at 3 a.m. and working with the calligraphies, doing meditation and breathing exercises, deep meditation, 3 a.m. We did it for about,
It's not
the
important.
3 a.m. is not important. But anyway, the practice is, we had a consistent practice every day. And after about 3 months of practicing together, I've had white hair since before I was 40, I had white hair. The guys in my family go gray early, and the ladies seem to like it, so I don't care.
Oh.
But anyway, so about 3 months into this practice, I started to notice the gray on the top, not on the sides, still very silver on the sides, but the gray on the top is starting to go brown. So my hair is actually going brown after consistent practice. We've practiced for about 6 months now, and it's still moving in that direction. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so it's like different people have different use. Some people says, oh, I just want the lower back pain to be gone. And some people are like, I want to look younger and younger, and I want my wrinkles gone. And, whatever you want, like, I personally love preventative medicine because why not? Like, for me, my dream is to live till I'm 150 and I'm still hiking, dancing, eating anything I want. And then I'll just like look at my friends and say, hey, you know what? I'm saying my goodbyes now because tomorrow I'm not waking up. Okay. I want to live like till the last day and hiking and dancing and, just enjoying my time on earth and choosing when I go back as opposed to, having disease. Okay, so now I'm going to formally introduce the Tao Calligraphy light wall. It's created by Master Sha, and it carries the source highest frequency. So on the top left corner, the first one is the greatest love. That melts all blockages. Greatest forgiveness, which is what we have here today, brings inner joy and inner peace. And we brought 3 today because we thought some of you might be interested to purchase them so that you can practice 24/7 if you want to. And it also changes the feng shui of your house. That's the other thing. If you're lazy, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can practice. Can I just buy it and like the air purifier have it like work in the background? You can, okay? So, and the other thing is some people are like, I don't need it, but my husband need it. Or I don't need it, but my kids need it. Okay, so that's the thing. It's like You know, sometimes you're like, my husband's really angry or my children is really angry, and I cannot make my husband practice, I cannot make my kids practice, but I can buy feng shui art so that it changes the field in the house so that it's like the air purifier that like changes so that I don't have to convince my child or my husband to practice. This is just doing it for them. Okay, yeah, this is why I love this technology. Okay, so number 3, greatest compassion. It boosts energy, stamina, vitality, and immunity. And why this is so important. We know that global warming is upon us, right? Unfortunately, there's this statistics that says that if we manage to cap the emission, the carbon emission in year 2025, then we can cap the global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. But if we can't do that, then the ice will melt, and there are actually all these diseases that are going to come out of. So imagine many more COVIDs type things are going to come. And that's why I really say the best medicine is to build your energy, to build your stamina, build your vitality, build your immunity, so that I can go out, not lock myself in isolation in my home and just DoorDash my meals, but that I can actually go out, like, you know, like this. You know, I know this is possible. You know, Pastor Peter is on the line. He's so powerful. Do you know during COVID, he walked around, put his hand on people's head, and gave them blessings to transform their COVID without wearing a mask. Now, sometimes we know a true God servant because they walk with that power and the authority, and you just know it. And, you know, that's why, like, I'm very lucky, you know, Pastor Peter is my spiritual father and my connection to, you know, the Christian tradition. I also have, I'm certified yoga teacher, so I have a yoga tradition, a traditional Chinese medicine tradition. I have Master Sha, a Taoist Buddhist tradition. I really, really believe in oneness, and I really have studied many traditions. And this is one of the ways is, you know, a true teacher because they have so much energy, stamina, vitality, and immunity, and you just want to have what they have. So that's what we can do with this. So number 4, the greatest light. It transformed all life. I want to tell you a story of what my life was like before I had the greatest light. So remember that picture when I was a victim? It was some of the darkest times in my life when I was confused. I don't know, some people know the term gaslighting. It's basically where you don't know what is right and wrong because you are easily manipulated and influenced by other people. And I do think that 85% of humanity is unconscious. And when you connect to the greatest light, you can awaken that Buddha nature, that Christ consciousness, that light that we talk about in yoga, the namaste. And in essence, everyone in this room is light. I am light, you are light, he is light, she's light, we're all light. What percentage of the day do we know it? Do we embody it? Do we radiate it? Okay, some people, they're like, oh, you know what? I practice meditation 1 hour a day. And during that 1 hour, I'm on the yoga mat. I am love and light. But then I could leave the yoga room and then I fight with my husband and I fight with my kids. Right? So what is interesting is what we breathe is what we become. What we chant is what we become. What we write is what we become. And that is why we did the chanting of the forgiveness, because what we chant is what we become. And this is the technology of mantra. We have this in the Buddhists, the Taoists, yoga, like, you know, Pastor Peter is on the line. You know, he said that in church in China, they have church not for 1 hour. They have 3 to 4 hour church. They sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Just sing hallelujah until they completely forget about themselves. So yeah, so basically we can all do it. Okay, number 5 is the greatest humility. I gotta say, when I first read this one, I got triggered by this one because I wasn't enlightened yet, okay? So before I was enlightened, when I read it heals and prevents ego, I'm like, wait, why do I want to prevent ego? Like, shouldn't I love myself? Right? So what it is that the ego blocks us from being light. So we want to become light by loving the ego. It's like, here, let me give you a hug. Let me be one. Let the light in me give my ego a hug so that we can be one. And what it is, yes, Jay? Okay. All right, so Jay is giving me the time, so I am going to speed up a little bit. Okay, so the greatest harmony is the key for success. And this is really, really simple. I think that in Los Angeles, we actually have opportunity for this, especially after the wildfire. You know, before September 11, I was actually moved to New York shortly after. There was a lot of people, we call them cold-hearted New Yorkers. I think there are many songs about cold-hearted New Yorkers. And, you know, and women, they use the B word to describe these cold-hearted people. They wear head to toe black, right? They walk really fast. What happened was September 11 really transformed the heart of New Yorkers, because when the Twin Towers went down, the whole city needed to get together and really rebuild. And I feel that with the wildfire happening just last month, like all of you here is a very special group. We need to look each other in the eye and know a lot of people after the wildfire, they don't know how to cope. And some of them just pretend nothing happened and then life goes on. And some of them are very, very sad. And I think that the opportunity is for all of us to rebuild. And I do think that, you know, we have great flourishing, and I'm very grateful to Dr. Tati for the opportunity to share with you, you know, my heart and something I'm very passionate about. Because number 9, the service is the purpose of life. And this ties back to the ego, is that when we're in the me thinking, then it's easy to have the anger, the fear, the grief, right? What is the greatest enlightenment? A lot of the times, people get confused about what enlightenment is. Very simply, enlightenment is just being one. The higher self, that Buddha nature, being one with your ego, that is enlightenment. Your inside being one with the outside world, that is enlightenment, right? So earlier we were setting up the technology and we're counting down to like 3 minutes to the clock, and I'm like, okay, we're just one with the Zoom and one with the microphone, right? Because I want to vibrate the energy of oneness rather than frustration, because frustration never makes things better. Okay, yes,
On the photographs of the images,
yes.
which is 1, 2, how does it go left or
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
Right, left,
it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so the science. So this is the science of it. It's called the universal law of Shen Qi Jing, right? Everyone and everything is made of information, energy, and matter. So the Shen is made up of the soul, heart, and mind. The soul is like the database. So if I put love and light into my database, when I do a query, I'm going to get love, right? The heart is like the receiver. So it's like this, two people pray to God. Whether it's God heal me or God give me $1 million. Two people pray, but two people have different results, right? So why is Pastor Peter's prayer so powerful that he can walk around and pray for people during COVID? Very simple, it's the heart, right? The heart is like this. How many bars of reception is on your cell phone? Right? If you have 1 bar, then the message is not going out and the message is not coming in. If you have 5 bars, then it's like God heard you the first time. You don't even have to say it. God already there. And then if you have 5 bars, all of God's love and light comes through. Right? So that's why I said, I don't need you to remember my name today. I don't need you to remember anything I said. If I open your heart, then I'm successful, because that means you have more bars of reception. That means you can talk to God more clearly. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Right? Okay, so the mind is the processor of the info. So what does that mean? The mind is like the CPU, right? So the soul is like the software, your iPhone, your operating system. And then it gives the message. Okay, this is a text message that arrives, and then the processor tells it what to do. The qi, it gives us the energy, and then the jing is the evidence, right? When I said, you know a true teacher because you look at the fruit. So the jing is the fruit, right? That they produce the outcome. So very simply, S plus E plus M equals 1. That is the grand unification formula. So many years, the quantum physics, they weren't able to prove the grand unification theory. But basically, it's like the science is finally catching up to spirituality. Like, can you imagine being able to explain the power of a prayer and how that's affecting the molecular, the science of the body? Yeah, so that is happening. And the book is called Tao Science. If you love thermodynamics, if you love entropy, you got to read the book Tao Science, because it's like, you know, if you like all those like theta and gamma and delta, you want to look at the mathematical side of how a prayer works, this is your book. But as I said, I'm a very practical doctor. I just want to know that it works. I don't actually need the quantum physics side of it. Okay, so want to show you. So I already told you about my osteoporosis. So I used to be really stressed and chronically fatigued, and I was also losing hair. And after the practices, I was able to grow back my hair. And one time I bought a dress from Amazon, and it did not zip. And I did not want to lose my butt, and I did not want to lose my boobs. I just wanted to zip the dress. I just wanted to lose, we call it the bra fat. Like, I just want to lose this area, but not anywhere else. And, you know, it's so powerful. That really tells you the power of the mind. Like, how is it possible that I can lose weight in 21 days and zip the dress? Because it was Chinese New Year. I bought it on Amazon. I'm like, I'm not returning this dress. I'm going to wear it. And so that is how powerful the wall is. What it is I got to release, right? Forgiveness, release negative information from my field. So if you want to look younger, you can. If you want to lose weight, you can. It's up to you. Okay, so this is
Master Sha's spiritual healing defies everything you thought you knew about healing your body.
A lawyer has breast cancer come to liver, 80% the liver covered by cancer.
Before the healing blessings, my liver was 80% covered with cancer. I continued to do Tao Calligraphy Tai Chi 2 hours a day at home together with my husband. My MRI showed that I only had 1 dot of cancer left on the membrane of my liver. 1 dot. It was truly a miracle. 9 months later, after my trip to Hawaii, where I met Master Sha, I went back for my MRI in December 2019. This time, the result showed that all my cancer was gone. I never imagined that my life would be saved by calligraphy art.
How can be possible?
Medicine is focused on the physical body, matter that we can both see and touch. The soul is neither of these. However, the soul is powerful. What if science could prove the existence of the soul?
Dr. Rulin, quantum physicist, suddenly she said, Master Sha, I can explain soul in scientific way. I was very interested. She said that in quantum physics, there's a wave function. Wave function exactly explain the soul. So this is smallest matter, they carry the field, they vibrate. In quantum physics teaches everything is a vibrational field. So therefore, when you change vibration, it will push out, wash inside the negative information, energy, and matter. This invisible power, light wash the whole body. So therefore, the key is information from the source.
According to the law of Shen Qi Jing, everything and everyone is made up of soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. Shen encompasses the soul, heart, and mind. Qi is energy, and Jing is matter. The soul is the warehouse where positive and negative information is stored. Our heart is the receiver, which transmits the information to the mind. Our mind is the processor or interpreter, which in turn directs the flow of energy. This energy dictates the actions of matter. When connecting this law to what we now understand of vibrations through the body, we begin to see an information processing system that connects our body to our soul.
We release the energy. Meditation, you visualize on the knee, energy will go there. When energy go there, blood will follow. So matter will follow. So therefore, this is like an information system we share with humanity in Tao science. In spiritual realm, soul is the spirit. But in quantum physics and Tao science, soul is the information. They are the same. Soul is the information. Information is the soul. So therefore, positive information cause great result for health, relationship, finances. When you hear negativity, you are affected. You transform your thinking. Then you jump in something, you make wrong decision, you speak wrong, you act wrong, so make mistakes. So therefore, everything starts from the negative thought. Please realize the information is positive or negative. We understand love. We understand angry. So that's different information. One is positive, one is negative. Positive information bless life. We feel good. Negative information cause trouble. Therefore, we have to remove this, keep this more and more. Then your life is different.
okay. So there are 4 reasons why I really love this as a doctor. It's fast because in our current medical system, we have to wait for months to get a scan. Of course, you should continue to see your regular doctor. It's easy. Okay, this light wall breathing, you can just see our demo with dear Lauren. It's just inhale and then exhale. So I am trained to operate this field to open in the 5th dimension. And it's safe, right? It's just a way to like taking a wash shower. We can't see the Tao light. We can't see because Tao cannot be seen and cannot be touched. But then this is the way that we can safely transform the negative information. And finally, my favorite part is nourishing. You can grow back your hair. You can grow back your bone density. Okay, so in one sentence summary, this Tao calligraphy light while breathing is easy, safe, nourishing way to improve your health, relationship, finances, and all life. Okay, so now is the fun part. I don't know if there are anyone who have any anger issues or
We're all happy.
anybody who gets occasionally upset with maybe the partner or
And is willing to admit it in front of them.
okay, here. Let's come up, be a demo. Okay. Yes. Okay, so tell us a little about who you are and what are the ways that you experience anger.
You know, I was thinking about it as you were talking, and one of my realizations is that I do repress my anger.
Oh.
And I say, well, you know, I don't have to be angry about every little thing. And then I hold it back and I hold it back, and then I explode like a volcano. And I realize this, and I know this, like you spoke, I know this. I'm even a practitioner. I'm a mental health practitioner. I help people with their emotions. And even the body-mind connection is huge philosophy. And even the continuing like work again of like, oh, I was riding the bicycle, I fell off, and now I'm hurt. So it's like the process of getting back on is actually what I'm trying to connect with, is my anger, is what I've been putting off for so long, as identifying when I was hurt, and for example, or when I was taken advantage of, or when I, you know, again, had an expectation of someone else making, in other words, interfering with myself and who I wanted to be, in the sense of the opinions of others and expectations, and I let it get in the way. So my fear was that I wasn't doing anything, and why wasn't I? Because I was being too nice, or being a pushover, or laying down and saying, oh, well, that's okay, I'll put on a smile and keep helping and keep doing what I do. But I realized I didn't address and heal the anger. And actually that came to my realization throughout your presentation, is that I would say, oh no, I'm not angry. But then my husband would be like, oh, you forgot to, and I'd be like, he goes, well, you just judged me and got angry. And I'm like, Envy was critical, I'm sorry. And I said, really? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it to come out that way. You know, and I had to re-explain myself. It started an argument, and things trigger very quickly and very easily. And he even brings it out to me, and we talk about, why are these recurring things happening? I say, well, obviously there's something underneath that I haven't dealt with.
So I have the good news. The good news is that you are a very smart person. So you're gonna get this right away.
Well, thank you.
Yes. I used to be a very angry person, which is why I had a divorce, because I was very excellent at noticing everything my husband did wrong. Don't ask Jay about this.
No comment.
No comment? Okay. Good. Smart.
Stay safe.
And okay. So I check permission to share the story because at the core of it is that all anger is empty. So this morning, Jay and I were on the way to practice yoga. Harry, come this way. Yeah, perfect. And we were running a little bit late. Of course, like if we were not late, we wouldn't have, you know, entered the state where we're more easily triggered. And for some reason, he's driving fast and I'm trying to get to the yoga studio. He took a different route than I did, and his car cut in front of my car, We all know how we feel when somebody's car cut in front of our car.
Mhm.
He stick his head out of the car, and then he went like this, and then, no, but you need to understand the intersection was like, I'm driving straight, and this is like the cut, so I'm here, and he's like this, and then while he was turning, he stick his head out, and like, and my self thought that like he was angry at me because I didn't wait for him to go to the yoga studio, that I took my own car. And I thought that he was actually angry at me.
Mm.
And actually, I created a bunch of delusions. I made up a lot of things that just weren't true. And what it is that we all have fathers and mothers, right? And so growing up, I don't know what your father and mother is like, but my father and mother fought all the time. And my mother was extremely good at pointing out the things that my father wasn't doing right. And she was very good at claiming that she's the victim of my father, and she was very, very angry. So I had a lot of compassion for myself because the anger isn't me. The anger, as I said, 95% of our reaction is subconscious, and the subconscious is formed between age 0 to 7. So that's why it doesn't matter you're a mindfulness coach, you're a mental health therapist.
Mhm.
You cannot solve this problem at the mind level because 5% is conscious and 95% is the subconscious. And we have no access to the subconscious except this, because why? So heart mind. So it's like, you go to Starbucks, you don't like the coffee, you're like, I need to see your manager. And you see the manager, I need to see the manager's manager, right? So it's like, we know that our mind is creating the judgment that creates the anger. But we cannot solve this problem at the mind level. We said, who's your boss? The heart. Who's the boss of the heart? The soul. Okay, so let me check in for you for a second to see what I can offer you. Okay, so we're gonna do this breathing. So you can just sit here and face the wall. So everyone, we're all going to focus and breathe with Joanna, because heal one, heal all. So let me get into the condition to open the 5th dimension. So the 5th dimension is open. So here, the Tao Calligraphy light wall, please offer 5th dimension light shower to beloved Joanna to remove her judgment and anger so that she can have the peace. And remember that peace, the Buddha nature, is her true nature. So begin. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, let's chant greatest forgiveness. Greatest forgiveness. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 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 Greatest forgiveness. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest forgiveness. Okay, we're gonna continue, but we're gonna do some tapping here. Because what I see is that there is blockages. Actually, I'm gonna ask you to stand up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do on the greatest forgiveness. Actually, everybody stand up. We're all gonna stomp our feet as if the anger, instead of going out, we're gonna greatest forgiveness. Okay, yes. Okay, so inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest forgiveness. 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 Okay, now we're gonna do something interesting. Okay, so we're gonna rub our belly in a clockwise motion. And the wisdom is that the anger is trapped in the liver. The liver is like the bully. And the abdomen is like the victim. So actually any domestic relationship, we think the fight is between husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, whichever the situation is. But actually the fight is happening inside the body, right? So for example, the Russia-Ukraine, there's a bully, there's a victim, but actually the liver and the spleen. So every war that we see outside of us, whether it's Russia-Ukraine or anything that we see in the husband-wife, is actually happened inside a body between the liver and the spleen, which is the wood element and the earth element. So we're gonna rub the belly in a clockwise motion to accept. What is the wisdom? The wisdom is, okay, so for now, just hold it at, here, let's have one hand above the belly button and one hand below the belly button. The wisdom is that there's no such thing as right or wrong.
As what?
Right or wrong. The only truth is love. The only truth is connection. The only truth is acceptance. So a secondary thing besides, the liver, when we get angry, we have high blood pressure, we have stroke. But what happens is that our digestion gets impaired. So a lot of the times people have like leaky gut, or they have, you know, with my weight loss client, right? So let me tell a quick story. So one time I had this lady, she works out 6 times a week, 3 hours a day, eats nothing but salad and chicken breast. But then she had ancestral karma or trauma around slavery. And her body remembers, oh, you know, I better save every fat in my body because I don't know when, you know, the next meal could be. So in practicing forgiveness and letting go of right and wrong and people pleasing, which is the spleen, she did no change to diet and exercise, and she lost 4 pounds. And so actually we're all we all get to improve our digestion. And what is digestion? Digestion is our ability to accept God, right? Can we accept that I am God, my husband is God, my liver is God, my stomach spleen is God, everything is sacred. Like God made you holy and sacred. God made your husband holy and sacred. God made my spleen, my stomach, everything is holy and sacred. You know, one of the, sorry, yes, please sit down forgive me. One of the things is a really tragedy that we tell women they're fat or they need to lose weight, because so many women have developed dislike for their abdomen when really the truth is love. So okay, this time we're gonna chant greatest humility, because humility is knowing that actually no one is higher or lower. You know that line from Nanak, no one is higher or lower, from the Japji. Okay, yeah, so nerding out here. Okay, so the truth is we don't need to judge. We don't need to compete. We don't need to compare. Why? Because we're all children of God. We're all perfect. You know, this is why I love being a TCM doctor, because in the 5 elements, we have 5 tastes: sour, bitter, sweet, spicy, and salty. Can we say sour is better or worse than bitter? Can we say sweet is better or worse than spicy? No. When we're attached to sweet, that is the problem. We need a balance of sour, bitter, sweet, spicy, and salty. We need the balance of the 5 elements. You see, because we, you know, if we don't like kale, then we don't eat enough bitter, right? Like if we don't like tomatoes, then we don't eat enough sour. So and then, you know, some people don't eat spicy, so we don't have the spice. But my point is, imagine that we love sour tomatoes. Thank you. We love kale or arugula, the bitterness. We love rice, the sweet. And we love, you know, the peppers, the spice. And we also love salty, you know, like the miso. Right? So when we love and accept all 5 elements equally, that is why we have health. So when our partner is sour or bitter or spicy, like, why do we need our partner to be sweet all the time? You know, so that is kind of like what I call lack of wisdom. But when we accept that, oh, you know, God made some people sour. They're supposed to be sour. God made some people bitter. They're supposed to be bitter. And God made some people spicy. They are supposed to be spicy. And in my diet, I make sure I eat sour, bitter, sweet, salty, spicy. Balanced diet. So imagine that when I eat a 5 elements balanced diet, and when I accept sometimes I'm sour, sometimes I'm bitter, sometimes I'm sweet, sometimes I'm spicy, sometimes I'm salty. When I can accept all the flavors within me, then I stop judging other people when they're being sour, bitter, or spicy. Okay, all right, so we're gonna inhale.
sense.
And when we exhale, we're gonna chant greatest humility. Knowing the wisdom is that no one, like sour is not better than bitter. It's simply the 5 elements. We need all the flavors, right? In the Bible, it says, if salt loses its flavor, it's not salt anymore, right? If a lemon is not sour, it's not lemon anymore. We need the lemon to be sour, right? We need the arugula to be bitter. It tastes so good on pizza. Okay, yeah, back to pizza. Okay, so let me get back into the 5th dimension. Okay, we're in. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rub the belly. Greatest humility. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest humility. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest humility. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest humility. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest humility. Okay, let me check with God for the next instruction. There's one more. Okay, so the last one we'll do is the greatest compassion. So, the greatest compassion is in, so if you draw a straight line from the belly button into the back, this energy center is called the Mingmen. So there are a couple ways, okay, if you don't have the flexibility, you don't do it. But if you have the flexibility, you can give yourself a massage. You can just put your hand here, or you can tap it. So the compassion, when we boost our compassion, we will realize, actually, you've never been frustrated at your partner. You're actually just not yet connected to your source power. So the greatest compassion boosts your stamina, energy, vitality, and immunity. So sometimes when we're tired, then we're easily angered. But when we know, oh, I'm powerful, okay, then when I'm powerful, actually, you know, like I don't sweat the small stuff. Okay, so let's boost our energy, stamina, vitality, and immunity. Okay, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest compassion. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest compassion. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greatest compassion. Okay, let me check if the bun is fully baked. Yes, I'm getting that you are fully cooked. Congratulations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so good. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so what we did was that we released the anger from the liver with the greatest forgiveness. And then we increase our ability to accept people in the different flavors, whether they're sour, bitter, spicy, salty, or sweet. They're actually all necessary flavors in the 5 elements. And then we boost our own power, when we are full of energy, we don't sweat the small stuff. Okay, so everybody, congratulations. Okay, so now we're wrapping up the last part and just giving you the last part. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Master Sha. Just reminder that we are one, and this love and light is actually our true nature. So anytime you feel anger, sad, scared, that's not who we are. And if you need a conversation, this is how you get in touch with me. My email, you can pick up a business card, Winnie@heartcenter.la. I have private sessions and group sessions. It's very affordable. We offer this breathing 3 times a week, and it's really great. It's truly great. I would do it at least once a week. So I tell people, how often do you brush your teeth? And how long do you want to carry negative vibrations around your body? Like once a week is like the bare minimum. This is something I do every single day. And that's what keeps me so happy and at peace all the time. So yeah, so heartcenter.la is how you can find this. So this is the special link if you want to register for the 5th dimension breathing. Otherwise, we also offer free session every Wednesday night, and Dr. Tati has been to many of them.
We love them.
Yeah, so basically, the energy report. So, whether it's before or after Trump became president or the wildfire, it's kind of like once a week, it's like Saturday Night Live. They process, the things of the week. So we use these tools to process what is happening in the collective. So whether it's something happening, so for example, whether it's the wildfire lately, we're finding out that there are all these undocumented people who are canceling their cancer surgeries at hospitals because they're afraid that ICE would get inside the hospital and they would get deported, right? So we're always doing the practices to change the internal landscape, because I can take responsibility for my lung, my heart, my kidney, my spleen. I cannot make Trump change his policy, but I can change my inside. Exactly. So I can stay in good vibes because I brush teeth regularly. I do this every day. So thank you, everyone. Please grab a business card and the flyer for Wednesday night. We do some kind of like community processing of like what's happening this week, and welcome you to bring your friends or any issues that you're having. So thank you, thank you, thank you.